Hello and welcome, everybody. Another High Button Sports broadcast. We're here at St. FX campus, Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Day 2, game number 3 for the male under 15 high performance camp tryout series here as Team Red has won both games. They won earlier this morning 8-0. So Team White looking on the board here as it's second game of the day for both teams, obviously, as we await puck drop here at center ice. Both teams are up on the benches. Starting goaltenders is Dylan Mombercat on the left side for Team Red and Landon Wilson for Team White. Both Nova goaltenders played this past season as Mombercat has an early touch here as it played off the wall. As comes to the point for Wakeham. Wakeham's shot just goes wide of the net. Comes all the way around the corner. It's going to be picked up for Forsyth. He'll send it right back around the boards. As Red will get possession. Pitched ahead by Graves as here comes Red. Austin will take it down the left side. Center pass is fanned on. Ends up in the corner. It's Wilmot battling for the loose puck. Jake Wilmot, a ACA Ranger last season in the High Button U15 Major League. Is your chance here for White. Played into the corner for Correa. Mentioned last broadcast, the only player to play in the U.S. last season, not in the Nova Scotia League, is Correa. Played in Maine for the Maine Chiefs. As he has the puck right now, he'll ditch it off at a first save from Mombercat. As look at the whistle. 57 seconds in the first period. 3 20-minute periods here. A flood intermission in between each one. Worth noting that the referees are also being evaluated this weekend as well. They have been swapping out each period. So eyeballs are on everybody here in Antigonish. So we await the puck drop here. Puck hits the ice. One back by Red. There to pick it up as Green now. Go D to D to Grace. Up the wall. Chipped out of the zone. Chance here. Number 88, Jackson Mood, who's had a great showing so far here in Antigonish. As puck comes free for Grace. Grace will skate into the zone. Had a little trouble with it there as the White defender got a piece of that. Let's take it the other way now. As here comes White. It's going to be sent in deep by Hannay. Name Hannay, another Ranger out there. So he'll get first in the puck as he dumps it in. Chip and chase. Comes free to the blue line for Sim. Sim will dump it in deeper into Greenhouse corner. Takes a bump as he makes the partner pass over to Grace. Grace will find Camus looking to clear. It's going to be kept in at the line, and shot just goes wide from the blue line. As comes free. Look, Grace looking to get there first, and he will. Take it up the wall. Then he gets nudged off the puck. Comes free at the blue line. Puck bouncing back into the zone. Kept in by Tenwold, the lone representative of the Western Hurricanes. As here's Greenow again in his own end. Greenow looking to clear. Gets a stick lifted. Here comes Tenwold, but quickly turned over as Jackson Moo was there to get the puck right back. It's taken away by Spears. You might have seen Grayson Spears on our social media page today showing off his stick, as he has a pretty unique tape job. That's going to be played behind the net by Landon Wilson as White has possession. But the puck is Nathan McLean, the Bandits product. He'll look to clear. It's going to be kept in by Jack Taylor for a moment and quickly taken away as here comes White now in transition. Tenwold, nice move, but steered away at the blue line. It's right from the puck there and a collision and right in front of the White bench. As Jack Taylor took a bump from Braxton Robertson. So that's going to be played back for Cash West in neutral ice. West will skate the puck down the left side. Here comes Cash West, number 40 for Team White, down behind the net now in the offensive zone. Gets nudged into the wall. Comes free. Red gets possession in the D zone, looking to clear. Here comes Miller Cannon. Pass over cross for Douglas. Douglas streaking through. Will hit some space there. Pass in front. It's the pad. It's going to be taken away by White as Tenwold looking to clear. It's going to be kept in by Camus as he'll chip it ahead to himself. Jackson Camus in the corner. Gets hit into the wall. It keeps possession of the puck as he has it behind the net. Camus will look to cycle it in deep there, but nobody was home to take that pass. As Tenwold still out there looking to clear. Gets hit into the boards. Red will get possession right back. Put up top for Carroll. Played down low. Camus had a stick lifted. Played in front there. Comes free at the top. Shot on and the stop there from Wilson as he saw that all the way from the point shot from his teammate number 77, Oliver McMullen. The first penalty coming up here. Boarding is the call. As we'll see who they send to the box. hit happened in the corner there as it was Spears who took that one, or Sears rather. As looks like number 48, that's Felix McDonald will head to the box for boarding. So power play for Team Red, 2-minute minor. It looks like it might have been Mood Camus who took that hit, as he's a little slow to get to the bench, but now he's getting some medical attention. So 5-on-4 coming up here in just a moment. Penalty to Felix McDonald. As they are about to drop the puck here. There's the whistle, and there's the puck on the ice. As that's going to be won back by Red. That was played over across for Graves. Back shot tipped in front, and that's going to be saved and cleared out by White. Out to play it is Momberket. He'll feed it over to Graves. Sam Graves, the John Jim Cougar product, takes the puck up the ice in the power play, but it's going to be nudged off his stick, turned over, right back on the stick now of Miller Cannon. Cannon up top for Graves. Graves thought about shooting, but he passed it down low instead, as Red able to get possession back. In the corner there is Jackson McDonald, had 18 points as a rookie in his first year in the league for the Bombers. He has a ring on his finger as well as they won the championship. His shot from the point there. It's going to be gloved down, and as letting one rip from the blue line is Cohen Geyser. As Wilson makes a save, no rebound. Pretty unique setup for Wilson. The white glove and the rest of his gear is black. Really pops out there. Not sure that's intentional or not. Maybe he couldn't find the matching glove. I'm sure there's an answer to that question somewhere. It's out the face-off. Still 1:14 to go in the power play. Red has possession, but for a moment there, it's poked free. Chancer short-handed. As shot on, it just goes wide, and falling down in the process was Jack Shear on the breakaway, short-handed. Puck comes free now. Here's Grace entering the zone. Grace will drop it off for Wilmot. Wilmot in the half wall on the power play. Saucer pass up top for Austin. For Braun, rather. Played to the half wall back for Braun. Braun over to McDonald. That's Lincoln McDonald. He's had a great showcase so far. As played over across. Grace has some room. Pass across. McDonald will fumble the puck there as there's 35 seconds to go in the power play. McDonald spinning on the half wall, looking to get free. Plays it down low. Gets the return pass. McDonald, the Truro Bearcat. Once again, plays it down low. Back up top. Pass across there. It's a stick. And a good PK shift there from Jack Shear. As he's hard on the forecheck, gets the puck right back and sends it in deep, and he'll go for a change. Nice display of PK work there from Shear, number 52. And, of course, a lot of these players, they want to be known for their offense, but here in Nova Scotia, we pride ourselves in a good two-way game, so it's good to see some of these players with the high IQ in the penalty kill category. As here's Sim looking to clear it in deep. It's going to be picked up by Mood. Mood back out there. Mood from space. Mood will pass in front there, just missing the wide open cage. It was Grayson Sears. Sears and Mood out there together, two of the top players last year. The chance here on the breakaway. Shot stopped as that was Lakua Calvert who got loose there. You might have remember this morning he got into a pretty dangerous collision there on the boards. He is okay. He's playing, but the other recipient of that hit, that's Leo Harple, number 85 for Red, did not dress tonight, as here is a shot there from Mood. It's going to be stopped from the blocker, Wilson. Chance here again for Mood. Shot, and Wilson once again makes a save. This time there'll be no rebounds. Jackson Mood, a little bit of space there, and most of the time he's going to capitalize on that, but this time Wilson at the top of his crease makes the save. Have another whistle here, 13:33 to go. First period, first of 3 20-minute periods here. And for the draw is Sears. Up against Spencer Anderson. Puck is dropped. One back by White in the defensive zone. Put up the wall. By McLean. Comes free. Sent back in deep by Douglas. White gets possession. McLean plays it up. Here's Hannay. Pass in the middle of the ice. Picked up by Sampson. He'll take it down the right side. Sampson still has it in the corner as it gets nudged off the puck there behind the net by Carroll. Puck played to the point, sent right back in deep. As comes free towards the net there, but Carroll able to swat away the offensive chances. Carroll will lead the rush here, pass it over across for Douglas. Douglas played for the goals last season, trying to dangle his way through in the blue line, but that's going to be offside. Is able to get a skate on that. Was the white defender. That was Cash West, number 40. With a defensive effort on the blue line, as well as a face-off right to our right here. And for the draw is Jackson McDonald. For Team Red up against number 48, Felix McDonald. So a couple of McDonalds, that's MAC, going up against each other in the dot there. I believe there's 3 total between the 2 teams. Jackson, Lincoln, and Felix. It's going to be played over across the opposite boards. Chipped ahead by Luke Williams, the other Wolverine out there. You can tell who the Wolverines are by their distinct yellow buckets. They have a lot of players here, so looks like they're going to have a pretty good team next year. So here comes Cormier leading the rush. Speaking of good teams, so with the Bombers, as they have a lot of skill out there on the ice representing them right now, as that's going to be played outside the zone. Robertson forced to retreat. Circling back is Braxton Robertson, the Bandit product, as his puck turned over. Leading the rush now is McMullen down the right side. Oliver McMullen will fire one on. It's going to hit the stick of the back checking McLean, or Robertson rather, as Graves gets the puck and neutralized. He'll send it right back down deep. There is Braxton Robertson, partner pass over to Cormier. Cormier finds Tenwold, who looked to go through the middle of the ice. That's going to be right into the Calvert. Calvert centering pass just goes wide of the target. As chance here, Tenwold looking to get the puck loose there. It's the side of the cage. Wraparound chance is bouncing up high. And it's still bouncing in the air, but then eventually taken down. The White has possession on the blue line, but exits the zone. Pass over across. Here's Forsyth. Sends it right on net for Mombercat, who will leave it there for Grace. Another bomber out there. Connor Grace will lead the rush here. Nice escape move. Grace still has it in the neutral zone. Crosses the X and will send it in deep right on goal as Landon Wilson to use his stick to deflect that into the corner. Puck comes free for McDonald's. Here's Lincoln McDonald, number 87. As he is looking to get the puck, but taken away. Puck bouncing for Graves, so he'll send it right back in deep as Wakem got a stick on that right away. He'll play it up ahead as Wakem gets it right back. Here's Mason Wakem, Dartmouth Whalers product, one of the 2 here representing the Whalers. As he'll nudge it into the corner. Graves gets possession. Graves hits it to himself on the wall. As he'll chip it past Wakem, and a little collision there right in front of us as Graves gets the puck right back. Backhand partner pass over to Grace. And puck in the neutral zone now. And a hit there in front of the white bench. As that was Jared Conlon mixing it up in the physicality department as Grace has the puck bouncing in his defensive zone. He goes behind his own net. Nice spin move there. As he had Conlon in a blender. This little dish it across. Here is Grayson Sears going to sauce it ahead for McDonald, just out of his reach, but he's able to beat the icing. McDonald gets there first. Lincoln McDonald pass in front there as Sears just missed that one. Would have been a beauty of a goal there to open the scoring as we're halfway through this first period. Still no score. A chance here. Here comes Cohen Little looking to dangle his way through, but he's 1-on-3. That usually doesn't go too well. As here's McDonald. Plays it over across for Braun pinching in, but it's going to be turned over. Here comes Team White now. Here's Little. Cohen Little once again trying to dangle his way through to no avail as Sam will poke it free. Right under the stick of Grayson Sears. Sears using his Sherwood stick as he showed us earlier today. It's going to be DD pass as chipped ahead by Douglas. He'll send it in deep. Back to retrieve it there is number 39, number 35, that's Seth Lockyer. Breakout here for Team White. Played over across the right wing. A little bit of space here as he gets taken down. Arm stays down as well. That's number 52, Sheeran on the forecheck as they'll blow things down as the net came dislodged. Still no score here in Antigonish in the 4th game of the day. 3rd for the U15 group. If you're only watching the U15 games, U14 is here as well for the Hockey Nova Scotia Mail. They've played 3 games already. They're probably at the meal hall right now as we speak, having a little late night snack. Puck is dropped. One back by Red in the defensive zone. Up to the point now. It's going to be shot on and take a funny hop and just goes wide. They're going to get the rebound as Williams. Williams gets nudged off the puck there. Comes free for Red behind the net. Picked up by Austin. Austin will look to find Will Mop just out of his reach. This is going to be turn the other way for Team White. Pass over across. Here comes Burke. Burke will turn it over. Right on the stick of Geyser. Geyser will lead the rush on the right side for Red. That's going to be pickpocketed from him. Wilmot looking to keep the play alive as he falls down in desperation. Puck played over across. Here's Maddox Burke. Burke will chip it in deep. Burke also having a pretty impressive camp here so far. One of the best players in terms of points last year. It was the first year in the U15 Major League in Nova Scotia. As here comes Red now with it is Austin. Maxton Austin towards the goal. Pulls onto it behind the net looking to create a play as he finds Grace up top. Grace will dance in the blue line there, but he gets taken down as right there was Shear to get a piece of him. As puck comes free and neutral ice now, it's going to be picked up and sent in deep by McMullen. McMullen gets a reverse hit there as the Bomber adversary, number 41, Spencer Anderson, looking for a piece of him. As here's Cole Rhea. Rhea still has the puck in the neutral zone. He'll unintentionally send it in deep there as Grace gets the puck. Grace over to McMullen. He'll go off the glass, looking to find McDonald in neutral ice. Puck is bouncing. Took a funny hop off the glass. Free at the opposite board for Sears. He'll send it all the way back into the zone as out to play it is Landon Wilson. Wilson leaves it for Cormier. He'll chip it ahead. It's going to be sent back in deep by Sears, right into the corner of Cormier as he had McDonald right on him. Nice escape move from Cormier as he had two Red forecheckers right on him. Cormier will bounce it up to himself there. Stays on side. Puck is free, then swatted away. It's going to be picked up by Hannay. Liam Hannay out of the corner as him and Sears battling for the loose puck. Turned over. Here comes Red now. With it is Miller Cannon. And that's going to be turned over. Played up ahead by Braxton Robertson. As Sears at the end of his shift will dump that right on goal. Picked up by Cormier. 7 minutes to go here. First period. Still no score. Here's Carroll. Carroll will send it in deep. It's a battle for the puck with two big boys, McDonald and Cormier. Cormier wins that one. That's will find his partner. It's going to be played up the wall. Looking to clear is White. With it now is Liam Hannay. Finds Cormier again. Cormier number 33 looking like Chara out there, if I'm being honest. That's going to be an icing call as Cormier was nowhere near the red line when he dumped that puck down. So 6:36 to go. No score. Decent crowd on hand here. There's just no real seating. But you can see everyone crowded around the glass, cheering on their favorite hockey players. Offense's own chance here for Red. They have a 2-0 series lead here. So they're looking to clinch the 4-game series. Not that those stats really matter, but some people care about it. As here is Douglas. He'll cycle in deep, just out of the reach of Jackson McDonald. That's going to be poked up ahead. Comes free for Douglas as he's back in the defensive position. Douglas will play it back. Looking to find his partner Carroll. But that's going to be turned over here. It's White in the offensive zone. 10 Wold. Well, played in front there, just out of the reach of Felix McDonald. As here's Wakem at the blue line. He'll spin and fire it back in deep. Looking for it behind the net now, but it's going to be poked free by Graves. Graves will find Wilmot. As here comes Jake Wilmot, number 93 in red, as he gets nudged off the puck, sent back the other way. Out to play it is Momberket to leave it for Carroll. Carroll will put the brakes on, fake one way, go the other. Plays it up the wall through the middle, right out of the reach of Jackson McDonald. He's going to be sent back in deep. Graves back to retrieve it. Remember, Team Red playing with 7D as Evan Sargent Greenwood was unable to play this weekend due to an upper body injury, so only 7D available for Team Red this whole week. That's going to be played right on net. Wilson with the white glove will cover up. 5.5 to go, no score. Still decent pace to start here, but some good goaltending and some good defensive back checking as well, I must note. So a face-off here in the white zone. You can feel the nervousness here between each whistle. Usually the parents are pretty vocal in the stands cheering their kids on, but kind of a nervous energy here at the rink. They want to see their kid excel and make the provincial team. Of course, these tryouts are the last chance for players to try and make the provincial team, which will represent Nova Scotia at the Atlantic Challenge Cup like they do every year in October and Thanksgiving weekend in Moncton, New Brunswick. It's a tradition that's been around forever. Sidney Crosby played in that tournament. As here comes Geyser down the right side. Geyser will fake, or not faked, he fanned on the shot. It's going to be play up the wall. As just unable to handle that one was Luke Williams. Puck was bouncing on him, so he retreats to the neutral ice. Sent in deep by Linus Braun. It's going to be played up the wall there, kept in by Miller Cannon. As White gets possession right back here, Sim plays it up ahead there. It's a funny hop off the glass, the clearing attempt, so puck stays in. Here's Austin, sends it down low. There's Geyser. Geyser passes in front there, is intercepted. As there to pick that one up as Cohen Little will lead the rush for Team White. Little, a bomber, down the left side, championship winner as he tried to make his way through there, but can't get by Linus Braun. It's going to be played up the wall. You know, the stick of Cannon, who that roll off of it actually, as here comes Cash West looking for the loose puck in front of his own bench. He'll take it towards the middle, pass over across, right into the stick of Jack Shear, who'll dump it in deep. Goes past Mombriquette there to pick it up for Team Red is Jackson McDonald, number 86, as he falls down but holds possession. He finds Sears. Sears will dump it in deep and takes the hit there. He kind of expected it. As here's West. Fakes one way, goes the other, then fakes that same way as he might have handcuffed his partner there, but gets the puck right back. As White gets a clean breakout here. No, I just jinxed it. As McDonald there to take over the puck. Here's Lincoln McDonald looking to center that pass. Puck is bouncing behind the net for him. It's played through the crease there, but White able to clear. That's going to be on the stick of Nathan McLean as he'll circle back in his own end. Partner pass is intercepted by Sears. Sears has the puck behind the goal, looking to keep the play alive, but turns it over. Nathan McLean makes a nice move there to escape as he's trying to find Cash West, but it just hops over his stick, so Red keeps possession. Here's Sears behind the net. Sears centering pass there, looking for McDonald. That's going to be off a stick and out of the zone. As here comes Greenow back to retrieve it. Exactly 3 minutes to go now in the first period. Greenow gets taken down. There's going to be a penalty here as Cole Rhea got the stick in the feet of Trip Greenow. And with 2:56 to go, Team Red had the man advantage. They'll send out Bryce Carroll, Manton Austin, Oliver McMullen, Jake Wilmot, and number 83, Parker Douglas for this man advantage. Puck is dropped. One back. Here's Carroll. Carroll at the blue line will walk along the half wall, spinning. Up top for Wilmot. Wilmot leaves it for Carroll. Carroll takes it to the middle now. Pass over across. This here is McMullen. Back to Carroll. Back down low for McMullen. Back to Carroll up top. Carroll will walk in and shoot one low. It's going to be stopped. Rebounds loose in the crease there. Comes free for Wilmot. Shot stopped by Wilson. Rebounds cleared away as Team White gets a stick on it and down the ice. Good possession there for Team Red. As back to pick it up is Carroll. Carroll will circle back. Didn't like his options. Minute and 20 to go now on the power play. Carroll finds McMullen. McMullen, number 77 for Red, will take it down the right side towards the corner now. It's him and Wakeham battling for the loose puck. Wakeham able to get there first, but puck stays in his feet. As it will come free now, as that's going to be played across the opposite board as Wilmot couldn't quite get there in time to keep it into the zone. 1 minute to go on the power play. Here's Wilmot, neutral ice, fakes the pass, holds on to it. Wilmot on the right side, puts the brakes on the half wall, played over across. Shot on, stopped, rebounded, taken away by Beckett Forsyth, and then cleared all the way down. As Wilson makes another save as his goalie partner this year, Mombriquette, stops on the other end. Here's Carroll for McMullen. McMullen will circle back. Leaves it there for Jackson Mood. Mood, nice toe drag at the blue line. Mood still has it there. One-on-one with Wakeham. As Mood will take it up the wall. Plays it up top for Geyser. Geyser had that hop over his stick, forced to retreat in neutral ice. So there's 20 seconds to go now in the power play. Geyser will take it back. Starts the rush here through the middle. Geyser trying to dangle his way through, but Wakeham gets his stick on that and then sends it down the ice. As we're inside the last minute of play now here in the first period, it's dangerously played through across, but ended up being the right play. So here's Luke Williams. Turned over, taken away by Asher Sampson. He'll take his time with the puck now. His penalty's now over. DD pass. Put up ahead by Forsyth, looking for Calvert just out of his reach. As that's going to come free for Red. Poked free by Graves. Last chance here, 30 seconds. As here comes Cannon. Cannon will shoot on rebound there for a chance. And fired well wide of the net, out of play. Graves let that one rip, but the one-timer came off from the rebound, but nowhere near the cage. Ends up out of play. That stops things here with 26 seconds to go. They throw the puck back on the ice. Got to conserve those pucks. They're $2 a piece now. Can't be wasting those. And for the draw is Felix McDonald up against Lincoln McDonald. Puck dropped. One back by White. Here's Sim in his own zone. Less than 20 seconds to go now. Put it up the wall for Shear. As Lincoln McDonald will keep it in for a moment there, but hops over his stick. Grace will keep it in, but taken away by Shear. Shear will dump it in deep. So there's 5 seconds to go now. Looking forward is 10 Wolds. And that's going to do it here for the first period. So no score after 20 minutes. We'll take a quick break here as the Zamboni comes on. Teams will head to their locker rooms for a quick 12-minute intermission. You're tuned to High Button Sports here at Antigonish at the Hockey Nova Scotia Summer Camp. U15 male. Be right back after the flood. Welcome back here for the second period. No score to report after the first 20. As it was Landon Wilson and Dylan Momberket, the Nova goalie duo, both perfect in the first 20 minutes, as Riley Green will step in for Team Red, and number 74, Wyatt Esbaugh, for Team White. So 2 new goalies, 4 new referees as well. As puck is dropped, and here we go for the second period. It's going to be one back to Carroll. Carroll, the lone Carper Rage representative here at the high performance camp. It's going to be played up ahead for Little. Little down the left side will drag through. Little can't get the angle there as it ends up in the corner. Little will cycle it back in deep. Plays it for Jolly Moore. As that's going to be poked ahead. Little, puck bouncing on him, will swat it towards the corner. Picked up by Greenow. Trip Greenow, nice escape move to circle back behind the goal. As it go D to Carroll. Bryce Carroll will play it up ahead for Douglas. It's going to be picked off. It was right there, and the interception was his teammate Liam Jollymore. As poked free, here comes Cohen Little with a little bit of step. Little, the bomber, will go through the middle, but it's going to be sticked away by Carroll on the back check. As Cash West pinching in, looking to keep the play alive for Team White as it's in the red zone. White has yet to win a game here in the 2 games so far. Here comes Douglas. Parker Douglas will shoot it on the first save there for Esbaugh. Rebound came loose, but Cash West there to make the save as he has it behind his own net now. The Ranger will scan the ice, make a play over cross, and be picked up by Jack Shear. The Halifax Wolverine will hold on to it and then dump it in deep, as there off the bench was Sears, but he just chips it ahead right under the stick of Mood, who came looking for the puck but sent the other way. Now it's a foot race for the puck. Shear against Grace came off the bench. Connor Grace, as his puck comes free for White in the offensive zone, play up top for Cormier. Cormier will partner over across for Braxton Robertson, sent it deep looking for Shear. Shear has Grace right on him as it's behind the net now. 2-on-2 down low. Shear looking to jab it out of that scrum. Comes free for Mood. Poked off his stick. Him and Rhea battling for it. It's Carroll. Had it for a moment, swatted up the wall, looking to clear as he's been out there for a while. Here's Mood as he had Shear come right after him, looking for a piece of him. As here comes McDonald, played over across. Pretty skilled line out right there with Sears, Mood, and Lincoln McDonald for Team Red right now. Let's see what they can produce in the offensive zone. Here's Mood. Mood holding on to it out of the corner, down low, looking for Sears. Going to be picked off by Robertson as he'll play it up ahead for Rhea. Cole Rhea down the left side, plays it ahead there as he was falling down, knocked out his own teammate, and penalty coming up here, I guess, as tripping's the call. So the original trip was drawn by Cole Rhea, and he fell into his teammate as he got to the puck, but it's Graves, number 74, Sam Graves, the Cougar, will head to the box, and Team White has their first look at the power play here. Wakeham and Forsyth on D, and looks like Spencer Anderson, Asher Sampson, and Liam Hannay on forward. That's the 5 players out there for Team White. Couple dropped here, one back by Red on the penalty kill, looking to clear. It's going to be over the stick of Wakeham, who tried to keep that in the line, to force the retreat in the neutral ice. Mason Wakeham led the rookie defenseman in scoring last season in the Nova Scotia U15 High Button Major League. Big season up ahead here for him and the Dartmouth Whalers. So looking to make it to provincials the first time in a while. It's going to be played behind the net. Here is Forsyth holding onto the puck behind the net. The Wolverine. Talk about big jumps next year. The Wolverines, a bit of a young team this year, but a lot of second years coming back. Looking like they'll be a pretty strong squad. They used to dominate back in the day when I was playing, but they haven't had a good team in a while. So let's see what they can put together next year. So here's Wakeham. Mason Wakeham has his on the power play. His net guard falls off, so he might be forced to leave the ice. Let's see what they call here. Is this going to be played up ahead for Spencer Anderson as he lets a shot go out the rush. Block it away by Riley Green. That's going to be cleared down the ice by Red. As Wakeham will get to the bench now. It's going to be picked up by Forsyth. Here's Beckett Forsyth. Passes it up ahead for Lockyer. It's going to be intercepted and sent back down as Carroll right there to get to the puck. Upon the net now is Forsyth once again. Tishes it off. They're looking for his Wolverine teammate, That's Felix McDonald, but he couldn't reach him. But McDonald gets the puck right back. What's going to be whistled down for a hand pass, so that'll stop play. Face off. 28 seconds ago, as you can see in the top right of your screen there. The penalty clock here in Antigonish, the St. FX Campus Arena. Puck dropped. One back by White. They're still in the power play for the next 25 seconds now. Is parted over to Sim. Sim will play it around the ball. Unable to play that with the stick was Green. Hopped over his twig as White gets possession. Right back in deep at McDonald. As here is Anderson. Or sorry, that's Calvert. Down low. 10 Wolds. Gets hit into the boards there by McMullen. Comes free for Calvert. 4 seconds ago on the power play. Calvert up top. It takes the return pass. Over across there, Sim was anticipating the penalty killing, or the player to escape the box there, so he exited the zone. So we're back to 5-on-5. This here's 10 Wolds. That's going to be iced down by Wilmot, who probably thought that it was still shorthanded, but ended up right on net, so no icing. It's going to be picked up by White. Played up ahead, looking to spring Calvert. But once again, Carroll there with a stick to intercept that. Here's Bryce Carroll. Nice move to enter the zone. Carroll still has it. He'll drag it back. Holding onto it is Carroll. Plays it behind the net. Pass over across. Looking to find McDonald, but it's going to be intercepted, sent the other way. Now 2-on-1 developing here. Here comes Conlon. Shot on. He scores. Jared Conlon breaks the ice for Team White, and it's 1-0. Shot off the rush there. There's a 2-on-1 developing, but he kept it. Might have fooled the goaltender. And he went low blocker, I believe. Either low glove or low blocker. And Team White breaks the ice about 5 minutes into this second period. So already have more goals than they did in the first game. As chance here again, looking for more was Jared Conlon. But he had his shot hit a stick and go out of play. Face-off will be inside the zone. For the face-off for Team White is Cohen Little. Up against Jackson McDonald, I believe. Puck dropped. Scramble draw comes free for Douglas. Poked ahead as Collins shot again. It's going to be stopped by Green. The Truro Bearcat goaltender. Another whistle here. 14:39 to go. This time will be the blocker side of Riley Green, not the country singer, the goalie. As Jackson Mood back out there. The Sears, Mood, McDonald line looking to wreak some havoc here. Is looking to tie the game as well. Sears Mood into the corner. Hit the skate of the linesman. Gets it right back though. Jackson Mood. Dangle his way through. Pass ahead for Sears. Knocked over his stick. Sears will throw it towards the goal. Tipped in front. Just goes wide. Picked up by McDonald. Here's Lincoln McDonald. As I mentioned a couple of times, he's had a great showing here so far. Not one of those players that was high on my radar, but he's definitely made an impression on me. His centering pass, they score. Sears off the pass from Mood. Just as I was complimenting this trio, they score to tie the game. Beautiful pass from Mood, who's got a great set of hands on him, and Sears, no stranger to finishing off passes like that, as he was spoon-fed passes like that from Cooper Strong all season long. This time it's Mood who gave him the puck. And 1-1's your score now. Sears from Mood and McDonald. That's going to be face-off win for White as they have the puck now dragging in. Shooting there was Jack Shear, but it hit a stick of his Wolverine teammate Luke Williams and went out of play. Face-off coming up here. Alex Burke, not to be outdone by his Bandit teammate. Wants to get us in the lead here as he's out there for Team White. As the face-off comes free here. Shear on the wall. Gets pressed up against it as comes free for Cormier. Cormier DD pass for Robertson. Robertson will send it in deep as Green can't get there. Shear gets to the puck. Shear Gets hit into the wall by Williams. Puck comes free for Red there. It's a loose towards the goal, red line, excuse me, or not even red, blue. Comes free for White now. Pass across was intended for Shear, but hits a skate. Shear gets the puck right back up top. Shear looking in front there, is fanning on that one time where puck was bouncing for Rhea. Couldn't get a good piece of wood on it. Here's Cormier. Cormier's shot from distance is fought off by Green. Rebound picked up by Geyser. He'll look to clear. He'll send it up to the middle. Right now, let's take a Cormier who will spin. Nice escape move there from the big man. Cormier still has the puck on the right side. Nice move. Cormier looking to get free there, but it's going to be poked free by number 80. That's Manton Austin. Here's Shear once again. Jack Shear will play it back. There's a little bit of miscommunication there. Watch out, Geyser's all alone when he fanned on it. That wouldn't have been a grade A scoring chance if you got a shot off. I guess it still was a chance, but it wasn't a grade A shot. This puck ends up back in the red zone. Here's Braun back to retrieve it. Linus Braun dishes it off there for Austin. As that's going to be turned over, sent back in deep. Graves looking for it. Even on the forecheck is Spencer Anderson. Sent in behind the net, backhanded up ahead. Looking for it is Douglas. Douglas takes a hit there from Shear. And on the stick now of Mason Waken, number 49 for White. Looking to play it down low, but intercepted. Ends up on the stick of Asher Sampson, fresh off the bench. As looking forward is Austin. Austin has the puck. Turns it right over to Harple. Shot from distance there, tipped just wide by his own teammate. That's Graves. As puck at the blue line. Wakeham looking to keep it in deep. That's going to be picked off. Here comes Taylor. Jack Taylor weaving his way through. Number 92 in red. Pass in front there off the stick into the corner. Braun is again pinching in there and fell into the boards. There's Taylor. Pass in front there and a save with the glove by Esbaugh. Robbery from the goaltender. Gets there with the glove. It's a beautiful chance there for Red to take the lead as pass out of the corner from Taylor over to Jackson McDonald. Got a pretty good shot off, but Esbaugh was better with the glove. So this game remains tied. Puck is dropped. One back to the point. Shot from Grace is gloved down by Esbaugh. As he'll make the save and cover up for the whistle. Face off coming up here. Puck dropped. One back by Team White in the defensive zone. Wakeham will pitch it up ahead for Asher Sampson. Sampson on the right side will dump it in deep. Wakeham is pinching. He has the puck back in towards the goal. Just goes across the crease. Wakeham gets his own rebound. He'll put a move onto the wall. Plays it down low. This Hannay will spin off the check, but this time gets hit into the wall as Sampson takes over. Asher Sampson for the Novas has the puck, number 51 in white. Puts the brakes on in the corner. Sampson centering pass there, looking for the one-timer with Spencer Anderson. Puck comes free up top for Forsyth. His point shot goes wide. Rebound there for the taking for Sampson. Sampson leaves it for Wakeham. Nice move there. In the corner now as Mason Wakeham gets hit into the wall but keeps possession. Wakeham using his big frame to protect the puck. Cycles it down low, Anderson. That's going to be picked off by McDonald. He'll find Carroll. Bryce Carroll will try and pass it up ahead for Taylor. Misses him. It's going to be sent right back in deep by Beckett Forsyth. Back to retrieve it is Braun behind his own goal, approaching the halfway mark of this game. Braun takes a hit there, but makes the play to Carroll. Carroll up top for Taylor. Taylor will play it over across. Streaking in is Douglas. Shot scores, top shelf. Parker Douglas gives Red the lead. Beautiful play. As Carroll found Taylor, who found the streaking Douglas. He went upstairs on Esbaugh, his teammate. And Red is on top here for the first time today. Not much room there up top over the glove, but Carroll found it. Or Douglas, rather. And it is 2-1. Puck is dropped here. Played back. Sim has it for Team White. Played up the wall. As here comes Tenwold looking to respond. Tenwold towards the goal there, and streaking towards the goal was Calvert. Couldn't get a piece of that. As Red has possession. Played up ahead from Lincoln McDonald. McDonald up back out there with Sears and Mood. As pass in front there. Tipped through the crease, cleared away. Comes up top for Grace. Grace plays over to McMullen. McMullen down low for Mood. Back up top, McMullen, the blue line. D-to-D pass for Grace. Grace will fire one on. Stop by Esbaugh. Rebound played behind the net. Back up top for Grace. One-timer from the point. Glove down by Esbaugh as he saw that one through traffic and made the save with the glove. Pretty good pace now to this game. Things are opening up here in the second period. 2-1 score here at St. FX. These players are going to crack the provincial roster for the Atlantic Challenge Cup in October, Thanksgiving weekend. 12 forwards, 62 goalies represent the province. They got to cut it down from 46 to 20. As puck played ahead of McDonald. One-timer just goes wide of the cage. As here's Grace. Grace looking for Mood down low. It's going to be picked off as there's Cohen Little in the corner. Mood gets possession right back for Team Red. Mood holding on to it. Cycles it up top there. It's going to be picked off. Here comes White now with the puck. Is Conlon. That's the only goal for Team White so far. Pass in front there. One-timer backhanded. As Little just hit the crossbar, I believe, is turned over. Chance here for Conlon, who's had a pretty good game here today. It's going to be played up top for McLean. McLean sends it in deep. As Red gets possession, here's McMullen, but he had a forechecking Jollymore right on him. As here is Douglas. Douglas over across for Mood, over Lincoln McDonald. McDonald, a little trouble out there on the blue line. Grace is going to dump it in deep, but right now let's take a catch. West as he'll take over. West finds Jollymore. Nice move by Jollymore on the blue line there, but McMullen gets back with the stick. Off the bench is Austin. He hits the puck right on his stick. Here's Matt and Austin. It's going to be turned over. Here comes Liam Jollymore. He'll send it in deep. There to get to their first is Cohen Little, number 47 for White. He'll chip it ahead. Send right back down by Rhea. Grace rather gets there first. So he'll put a few moves on behind the net. Backhand pass. Up ahead for Geyser. Geyser looking to spring. Sears has able to step now. Here's Sears all alone. Backhand scores. Grayson Sears. Forehand backhand shelf. Breakaway goal. And it is now 3-1. Sears using his stick that he showed us off today. That knob's working for him. And it is 3-1. The goal scorer, second goal of the game. And Red up by a pair here. 3 straight goals for the Bloods. As puck played to the middle of the ice, looking for it as Austin comes free for Sears. Sears on the left side. Sears towards the middle there, easily picked off by White as here's Shear, put up the wall, right into the stick of Williams, his Wolverine teammate. Shot from the point there, is tipped in front, looking for it was Austin, but Esbaugh makes a save and will cover up. It's been all red here, a sea of red in the past few minutes. White looking to respond here. They don't want to lose the first 3 games. A lot of bragging rights on the line here. Puck dropped. White wins it back. Here's Cormier. Brett Cormier up the half wall there. It's going to be gloved down by Greenow. Sorry, that's Williams. He'll play it over across. Here's Douglas now. Takes the pass. Douglas gets nudged off the puck there. Comes free. Here's Rhea. Rhea dangles his way through. Over across for Shear. Shear is offside. So they'll blow it down. 7:19 to go here in the second period. Puck dropped to neutral ice. One back by Red. They have a 2-goal lead here in the second period rather, as White gets possession. Here's Wakeham. Wakeham will hold on to the puck in his own end. Plays it up the wall for Hane. Hane dishes it off for Anderson. Anderson will drag and shoot one. It's going to be stopped by Green. Just getting a piece of it with the glove on the 2-on-1. That's how Team White scored their first and only goal. Was a 2-on-1 chance just like that. But this time Green makes a save as another shot there will be covered up and stopped by Riley Green, the Truro Bearcat goaltender. 6:52 to go now. Offensive zone face-off for Team White. And for the draw is Spencer Anderson up against Jackson Mood, who's having himself a great game today. That was off the face-off. Here is Samson. Samson up top, one-timer. Forsyth tipped in front there off the stick of Hannay, but gloved down by Riley Green. Liam Hannay able to get a stick on that one and deflects it up high, but right into the glove of the Bearcat goaltender. Another face-off coming up here. Mood against Anderson right again. Puck is dropped. Up top, Forsyth will send it in deep. Right under the stick of Hannay. Hannay down low for Anderson. Anderson pokes it free for Samson as there comes free now for Graves for Team Red. He'll look to break it out. Go across. Taylor finds Lincoln McDonald over across for Mood. Mood over back to McDonald, back to Mood, but taken away by Wakeham. As Mason Wakeham will lead the rush here for the Team White. He's looking to pass it across, but it's picked off by Carroll. As Mood looking to go the other way, but sticked away from him. Puck bouncing right back on the stick of White as we'll go D to D. Here is Wakeham. Nice move. Mason Wakeham will try and backhand it in deep, but kind of fanned on it there as Jack Taylor gets the puck. Taylor up through the middle there, sent ahead by Lincoln McDonald, but just onto the stick of a White defender as McDonald will send his man to the bench as here comes Mood. Mood will take his space and fire one up high, stopped by the pad of Esba, so I guess it wasn't that high. As here comes chance here for White the other way. Here's Anderson. Anderson will shoot one, and then it's stopped. As I'm not sure if Green even knew he stopped that one. He looked the opposite direction where the puck went. As Mood dishes it off for Graves. 5.5 to go in the second period. Here's Taylor, backhand up the middle for Mood. Mood turned over. Here comes McDonald. Felix McDonald streaking through as Graves draped all over him. Forced into the corner. McDonald, no room out there. Finds Tenwold. Over to Calvert. Back down low for Tenwold. As Taylor looking to take over, but Calvert gets there first. Svensson deep, but Carroll gets to the puck. Up the wall. Geyser will send up ahead there as Taylor can clear. Chance here at the turnover. Nice move there from McDonald. Pass across for Calvert out of his stick. Here's Sim towards the goal. Goes wide. Felix McDonald finds the rebound. The Wolverine, number 48 for Team White here as he dangles his way past Austin. Plays it down low for Calvert. Centering pass there. One-timer fanned on. Calvert gets the rebound as he's battling for the puck. Send it across the ice. Geyser will get there first. Geyser will take his time and chip it ahead there right over the stick of Austin, but good enough to clear out the zone. That's what Team Red was looking for, so they can make a change. Right back in the offensive chance for McDonald with Team White as he gets stopped at the blue line by Geyser back checking. Here's Carroll. Carroll with the puck on his stick with 4.25 to go here in the second period. Carroll will scan the ice, goes up the wall. That will be no icing there as it hit a few bodies on the way down. Here's Sim. Sim goes up the boards, right on the stick of Tenwold. Tenwold will chip it ahead there, but Geyser on the forecheck gets to the puck. As will send it in deep. Sim and Geyser. Geyser easily gets there first and throws it towards the goal, but past everybody is Calvert through the middle. Foot race for the puck. Braun against Tenwold. Poked free. Here's McDonald. McDonald will hold on to it and fanned on the shot. It goes right back to him. Shot is blocked this time. That's going to be played up the wall. Geyser looking to clear. Kept in by McDonald again, who's having himself a great shift. Just ahead of the bench now. As centering pass. Here's McDonald spinning and firing. He's tipped just wide. As no stick. Braun able to kick it away. Is chance here for Red now. Here's Geyser leading the rush. Geyser out there with Cannon. Down the left side is Geyser. Nice move. Good by the defense. Geyser in the corner, spinning. Looking to find Grace there. It's going to be picked off, but Grace gets right back. As here comes Team White now. With it is Conlon, the goal scorer. It's going to be taken off the stick a little by Grace. This chance the way for McDonald. Here is Jackson McDonald. Shot just goes wide. Across the opposite corner, pinching in is Miller Cannon. As puck comes free for Grace. Dragging, trying to get the puck there, but picked away by West. As played in the middle of the ice for McMullen. Sent in deep. Out to play it. It's the goaltender. That's Esba. Taken behind the goal now by number 38. Sorry, that's 36, Nathan McLean. This will lead the rush here. As he gets hit hard in the wall by Douglas. Puck comes free there for a moment for McDonald. McDonald will spin it up ahead right under the stick of McLean. McLean will go up the boards. As here is Sears. Sears over with Douglas. Tucker Douglas will throw it towards the goal, but hits a stick and goes wide. Here's Sears in the corner. Sears out front there for McDonald. That's Jackson McDonald. He'll have the puck in the corner. Centering passing over Sears. It's a stick. Comes right back on the stick of Jackson McDonald. Played it up top. As McMullen shot up high. Just goes wide. Looking for the tip perhaps, but it was a little too high for that. As Williams' rebound shot goes wide as well, but this time it was low, not high. The puck is bouncing for McDonald onto the stick of Sears as it bounces off his twig. Sent down the ice over the stick of Williams. That's going to be no icing as Green came out to play it. Here's McMullen looking to stretch Sears, and he will. It's a stick of Sears, but played down into the end. Here is Mood off the bench. Practice front for Sears there. Hops over his stick. Here's Williams. Williams will shoot it low looking for the tip, but it goes just wide. It's going to be kept in for a moment, but then take it away. As here comes Maddox Burke, number 42 for White. Leaves it for Cormier streaking through. Cormier, the defenseman, pinching in. Puts the brakes on the half wall. Cormier, another move. Cormier down low for Burke. Burke packed it. Cormier just misses the one-timer. Comes up top. Here's Robertson. Robertson looking to send it in deep there, but picked up. A Trip Greenhow will lead the rush. Number 76 in red for Nova Scotia is Trip Greenhow. Here's Mood over across. Looking to find Wilmot, but just out of his reach. That's going to make its way all the way around the boards. Greenhow looking to get there first, and he will. DDD pass for Carroll. One-touch pass is unsuccessful as he fanned on it. Puck is bouncing on the blue line. Carroll skate to stick. Passes up ahead for Mood. Mood can handle it. It's going to be turned over. Here comes Maddox Burke. Burke, number 42, will try to enter the zone there, but it's going to be offside. And we'll have a whistle here. Feels like the first time in a while. 36 seconds to go in the period. 3-1's your score. Great back and forth action in this period. It's been pretty fun to call. For the draw, Spencer Anderson up against Manton Austin. Puck dropped. Cormier gets possession for Team White. He'll chip it ahead. Gets his own dump in. We call that a chip and chase. A lost start in today's game. And that's going to be sent behind the goal. Here's Trip Greenhow with 20 seconds to go on the clock. He'll spin behind his own goal. Another move. Greenhow up ahead for Geyser. Geyser centering pass in the middle is going to be nearly picked off, but ends up on the stick of Team Red. Here's Taylor off the pad from Austin. He'll send it in deep. Inside 10 seconds to go now. White has possession, looking to clear. 3 seconds now. Turned over. Chance for Austin late in the period. That stays out. A goal line stand for Esbaugh. And the game will remain 3-1 heading to the third period. We'll take a quick break as the Zamboni comes out. Teams will go to their rooms. We'll be right back after the flood in just a moment. Welcome back here. Third period just about set to get underway. 3-1's your score. It was White that broke the ice in the second period. But 3 straight goals from 2 different goals, I should say. It was Sears with 2 and Douglas with 1. Has us at a 3-1 score. Red of 3 straight goals. It was 0-0 after the first, and 4 goals were scored in the second period. We have 2 new goalies now. Sean Gillis, number 3, and number 76, Chase Grandy in nets now. So if this is your first game watching, Gillis was a AP for the Novas last season. They have 3 goalies representing the team here at the tryouts. Pretty impressive. As plays up top, Graves. Shot tip just wide over the cage from Austin. So they played over the glass into the netting, causing a whistle. 19:18 to go. So 42 seconds have gone in this third and final frame. Team Red has won the previous 2 matchups as Mood, Taylor, and Lincoln McDonald out there in the offensive zone for Team Red. Mood having himself a great camp, so is Lincoln McDonald. As I mentioned it earlier, not a guy I had on my radar, but he's definitely earned some looks and then some here. As here's Calvert looking to get that puck on net, but it's going to be just wide. Calvert had a pretty scared collision here earlier on today as he gets into the mix there in front of the cage. As him and Leo Harpel collided into the wall earlier this morning. Harpel unable to play in this game, but Calvert was able to suit up. So hopefully a speedy recovery for Harpel. It's Leo Harpel from Halifax. Puck dropped. One back to the point, gets chipped ahead. Chance here comes Jackson Mood. Mood one-on-one with Wakeham. Mood will hold on to it off the crossbar. What a rip that was, but it just stays out. Mood showing off the mitts there. This could be played towards the boards. Mood gets a stick lift. There's Jackson Mood. Holding on to it on the half wall now. It gets nudged off the puck. Looking to clear as he gets his stick lifted there. A penalty coming up as Mood draws, or maybe he actually took a penalty there on the retaliation. As chance here for Calvert. That's going to be touched up by Red. Let's see what the call is here. High sticking is the signal. So Jackson Mood will head to the box. Number 88 in red. Looked like he got clipped there, but maybe not. So power play here. Team White looking to get back in this game. They're down by a pair. It's Cash West and Nathan McLean on D. Cohen Little. Jared Conlon, who has the only goal for the White so far, Team White, and that's Leon Jollymore on the right wing. That's the 5-man unit out here for the power play for White. Here's West up top. West sends it in deep there, looking for Little. Cohen Little, nice retrieval there with the stick. His puck was bouncing off the wall, able to corral it. Here's Little. Shot towards the goal, stopped by Sean Gillis. His first test of this game, as it's going to be sent down the opposite end. Out to play it, Landon Wilson. Wilson will go behind the goal as he finds a stick of Nathan McLean. McLean trying to fight off the forechecking Douglas. McLean up the ice. Down the left side, enters the zone. Number 36, Nathan McLean, will play it around the wall. As that's going to be cleared down by Red. That's Jackson McDonald with the clear. There's 2 McDonalds on Team Red, number 86 Jackson and number 87 Lincoln. That's going to be played up ahead by White under the stick of Jared Conlon. Conlon has it, is looking to create some space for himself. That's going to be poked free by Douglas and then sent down the ice by Austin. That's going to be picked up by Cash West. West, the Rangers product, number 40, will hold on to the puck, skate up the ice, leaves it there for McLean. McLean will go cross ice for Little. Nice move on the blue line from Little to enter the zone. He'll send it in deep. Off the bench is Jack Shear. He has the puck behind the goal, has Grace right all over him. It's going to be picked up by Rhea. Rhea up for McLean. Shot tipped in front and off the pad of Gillis as he was screened in front by Shear. Got a stick on that one. Here's West. West will hold on to it behind the goal. West looking to center that puck, comes free in the crease. Looking for it was Maddox Burke, but there with the glove to cover it up was Sean Gillis. Face off in the red zone. Still 23 seconds of power play time. Maddox Burke waiting in the box to get out. Looks like he's having a conversation with the scorekeeper there. So in for the faceoff is Sears. He has 2 goals in this game. Puck dropped. Played behind the net. There's White as Shear has it. Number 52 up the wall on the stick of Braxton Robertson. Back to Shear. Shear on the half wall now, surveying the ice. Will go across for Cormier. Cormier sends it down low. Here's Burke. Maddox Burke, number 42, will play it over for his teammate. That's Robertson up top for Cormier. Cormier down low for Burke. One-touch pass across. Here's Shear towards the goal. This just goes wide. Great passing display there. But to no avail as the power play is now over. Mood back out on the ice. Behind the net is McLean. There's Robertson, rather. Robertson looking to spring Burke. Just out of his reach. That's going to be an icing call. That's where 16:07 remaining in the third. So it's 3-1. Right back out there is Jackson Mood. Take the face-off against Spencer Anderson. A little bit of a stare down there before the draw. Not sure if that was friendly or not. It's just Mood with the draw win. Jackson Mood plays it up top for Carroll. Carroll back to Mood. Mood gets poked off the puck. As here comes Team White. With it now is Shear. Here is Asher Sampson. Sampson will hold on to it. The Nova product will skate it up the ice. Let it drop it out there for Sim, but easily turned over. Here comes Mood. Mood of McDonald. Mood will hold on to it. Jackson Mood behind the goal now. Looking for an option. Pass in front. Wait for one-timer. Carroll just fanned on it. What a pass from Jackson Mood. It's going to be played up towards the blue line there. There on the back check is Taylor to pick up the puck. Taylor. The Whalers product. We'll go D to Carroll. Carroll has the puck. Finds Lincoln McDonald. McDonald will chip it ahead, looking for McMullen just out of his reach. Sim there to chip it out the glass. Picked up. Here's Spencer Anderson. Will shoe it on, and Gillis makes the save. And we'll cover up here. About 5 minutes have gone in this third. No scoring in this frame so far. So right now it is 9:13 p.m. local time. The plan is for these guys to finish up this game and then have a late meal at 10:15. And final day is tomorrow. They'll have a game in the morning and they'll head back home. Bit of a shortened schedule this year compared to previous years, trying to keep everyone fresh. This here's Wakeham off the pass from Calvert. Chipped up ahead by Tenwold. Looking for it is Jollymore. Conlon. There's McDonald. Plays it down low for Calvert. Bakuo Calvert. Gulls product. Pass in front there, and they score one time to the top shelf. But that was Felix McDonald off the feed from Calvert. And it's 3-2 now. Great play behind the net from Calvert to find McDonald. And 3-2 is your score, so exciting finish coming up here as Sears out there looking for the hat trick. Number 91 with the Sherwood stick. Austin will take the draw against Cohen Little. 3-2 game here. White looking to come back from a 3-1 deficit. They've cut it in half so far. As here is Green now. We'll chip it ahead. As pinching is Forsyth. That's going to be sent in deep. Wakeham back to retrieve it. Wakeham plays it up the wall for Conlon. Conlon looking to clear. Comes free for Wakeham up ahead. Picked up by Jollymore. Jollymore pokes it free for Little. Cohen Little had it knocked off his stick as Wakeham gets the puck. Wakeham will walk the line, plays it down low. Wakeham on the backhand for Little. Little back up top. There's Jollymore, plays it down low for Little. Little towards the goal, goes well wide. It's going to be picked up by Forsyth on the opposite wall. Forsyth will backhand one in deep as he takes a hit there from Sears on the blue line. As played over across, here's Wakeham. He'll walk in and shoot one up high. That goes off the crossbar. You can hear that big sing from Sydney. That's here's Forsyth, shot on, rebound. Cleared away by Red, but sent back in towards the goal. This will be bouncing in the corner now. So White with a little bit of momentum here. His little shot just goes past the cage. That might have snuck through if it was on goal. Sent back in deep for Collin. He'll go for a change. Great shift here for Team White. Looking to tie this game up. As here comes Trip Greenow leading the rush. Greenow over cross for Austin. Austin with some space. Austin will shoot one. Rebounds there. Cleared away. Here's Greenow. He'll walk and fire one off the stick and wide. As Beckett Forsyth got a twig on that one, directed out of play. Great defensive effort by number 34 in White. And it is still 3-2 here late in the third. Not that late, I guess. 13-14 remaining. The best players in this province of this age group on display here. Some great hockey tonight. Speaking of great players, here's Jackson Mood to take the face-off up against adversary Burke. A couple teammates going head-to-head there. As off the draw comes Free. Here comes Shear over across for Rhea. Rhea towards the wall. It's going to be picked off. Here comes Graves in the rush. Graves finds a Mood. Jackson Mood is going to be whistled down for offside at the line. So we're inside the 7-minute mark here. So about 13 minutes to go. Third period of play. Third game of 4 in this inter-squad mini-series. Puck dropped. Won by Team White in the neutral zone. Here comes Nathan McLean leading the rush as he's forced to drop it back. And Shear wouldn't have counted because they were offside, but got a good chance from that distance. As Shear on the forecheck gets a hit on and sends it in deep. As here's Carroll back to retrieve it. Carroll will play it up the wall there, but right on the forecheck is Burke. Number 42 in White causing havoc. It's going to be turned over, though. Here comes Lincoln McDonald. McDonald will chip it off the glass, looking for Mood. He picks it up. Jackson Mood towards the goal for Taylor. Intercepted there in the back check from Korea. As puck is free now, Lincoln McDonald gets there first. Using his long range, will wind it back. Number 87 in red for the Bearcats will use his speed here as he chips it to himself. Here comes Lincoln McDonald, having a great tournament so far, dangling his way through. McDonald will fire one on. Rebounds loose there, and a save. Great stop of the glove by Landon Wilson. It was Jackson Mood right on the doorstep, not the guy you want to see if you're a goalie all alone in front. As Team Red has possession now, McMullen will send it down the ice. It's out of the reach of Mood. Out to play it is Wilson. This will go back and out the wall. Ends up on the stick of Sampson. Sampson back for Cash West. Over across, here's Robertson. Back to West. West through the middle there. As here is Sampson. Anderson, rather. As that's going to be out of the reach of the intended recipient. That's Hannay. Picked up by McMullen in his own zone. Here is Grace. Grace plays it up ahead for Douglas. Douglas will chip it free. This comes free. There is Sampson now behind his own goal for White. So we're nearly halfway through this third period. Here comes Sampson. The Nova product will chip it ahead. Looking to get by his teammate there, McMullen, but couldn't do so as Hannay lays a hit. Looking to send that one in deep was Braxton Robertson. Here is McMullen. DDD pass for Grace. Grace will play it back there, but out of the reach of McMullen, who already started skating up ice. McMullen has it behind his own goal now. Slowing things down here as we approach the halfway mark of the third. Puck played up ahead for Douglas. Douglas will stave off the check and spin it towards the zone, but it's going to be offside. So Red is forced to tag up. Kept in. Sent in deep by McMullen around the wall. Getting there first is Cormier. Cormier takes a hit from McDonald. That's going to be turned over. Chance here. One-timer is intercepted as Cormier got a stick on it. As puck comes free. Here is McDonald. Felix McDonald looking to find Calvert. As those two connected in the last White goal to make this 3-2. On the blue line is Grace. It's going to be sent in deep by McDonald. That's Jackson McDonald. As Cormier will poke it up ahead for Calvert. Calvert looking to spring McDonald, and he will. Here comes Felix McDonald. McDonald will back one ahead there, looking to find 10 Wold, but it's out of his reach. Had a stick on the way through. So we are now halfway through this third 3-2 game here in Antigonish. As here comes Braun. Braun will send it in deep. Out to play it is Wilson, but he couldn't get there in time, so he'll leave it for his defense. It's going to be picked up by 10 Wold. 10 Wold, the hit there. It's going to be turned over. Here comes Braun. Shot off the blocker into the corner. As Austin looking for the puck on the forecheck. Comes free. Here comes 10 Wold. 10 Wold on the right side. The lefty will steer it towards the corner as him and Williams will battle for it. 10 Wold staves off the check, but it's going to be picked up by Austin. Austin holding on to the puck. Will nudge it ahead there. It's going to be turned over as Sim came pinching in. He'll send it in deep. Back to retrieve it as Linus Braun. Up ahead. Here's Sears looking for the hat trick. He'll find Wilmot. Wilmot will flick it in deep there, and that's going to be right into the glove of Landon Wilson, who will cover up for the whistle. 9:13 remaining. Third period. These are the moments that are crucial in the evaluation process, these tight games. Let's see how the players react in these situations. As Team Red has an offensive zone face-off. And for the draw is Austin up against Little. Puck is dropped, one back. Here's Sears thrown towards the goal, blocked in front there. Here comes White the other way. Little will lead the rush down the left side. Cohen Little enters the zone, looking to break through past Greenow as Greenow will nudge him off the puck. Little up top for Wakeham. Wakeham will send it back to down low. It's going to be picked up by Douglas, or Jollymore rather. Jollymore gets the puck, centering pass for Little. Shot, it goes wide. Rebounds there for Collins, spinning and firing off the pad of Gillis. Makes the save. As puck comes straight for Greenow. Greenow will go off the boards. They're going to spring Wilmot, and he will. 2-on-1 developing. Wilmot and Sears. Chance here. He'll fire one on. He scores. Top shelf past the glove. And Team Red back up top by 2. Jake Wilmot goes upstairs. And the Rangers forward gives his team a 2-goal lead once again. With 8:37 to go here in the third. Wilmot upstairs. Past the glove of Grandy, rather, not Wilson. 2-on-1 there with Sears. Sears has 2 goals. He looked him off. And the puck is dropped here. Played back for Grace, so Team White has to dig themselves out of another hole here. They're down by 2 once again. Still plenty of time, though, as goals can come in bunches here, as you can see if you watch any of the past games. Here's Grace down low. Mood will try and pick it up there as he has Shear right on him. Shear causing havoc on the forecheck, but nothing that Mood couldn't handle as Mood has the puck up the ice. Mood will play it over across it, looking for Taylor. Hops over his stick as here's Williams, or Lockyer, or Forsyth rather, excuse me, as a hit there on Mood by Shear, as those two have been going at it all shift. As here's Graves. Graves on the right side will enter the zone. The defenseman pinching in there. Gets stopped at the blue line by Shear. Here comes Jack Shear. Backhand over across for Wakeham, who's pinching in as well. That's going to be offside at the line. So face-off will be a neutral ice. Jack Shear having himself a great two-way game here today. Definitely noticeable out there. Number 52 in white, the Wolverines product. And of course, I have no say on who makes this team. I'm just saying who I think looks good, because I was told to talk a lot. So I'm trying to, find the words. So here's Williams, trying to partner it over for McMillan, but just misses him. Here's West in the neutral ice. Cash West will try to go through the middle there. It was going to be picked off as McDonald came pinching in for Team Red. That's number 86, Jackson, not Lincoln. As here's Douglas now with the turnover. Douglas will fire one on. That's going to be fought off by Grandy. As rebound will be steered away. That's going to be sent down the ice. Foot race for it, but that's going to be ice and call of 7:19 to go. (9:24 p.m. local time. Meal hall in about 50 minutes. As face-off coming up here. Puck drop off the face-off. Just missing that one was Douglas. See the wide open cage, so that would have been curtains here. As shot towards the goal, that's going to be directed up and out of play off the stick of Grandy. As both teams make some changes here. And for the draw is Manton Austin for Red up against Spencer Anderson for Team White. As they'll adjust the feet of the wingers there. A couple of Rangers players having a little fun with each other. It's Wilmot and Hannah, I believe, as puck is dropped. The draw, Wilmot looking for it. Poked up ahead towards the blue line, but it exits the zone. As here is Anderson. Picked up by Red now. It's just Carroll. Carroll goes up the boards there, past Cormier as he's forced to retreat it. Cormier will hit the boards there, but holds onto the puck using his big frame as he'll circle back now. There is Brett Cormier, D-to-D. Over to Robertson. It's going to be turned over by Red, but quickly taken right back as Anderson gets the puck back for his team. Sent back into the zone, though. 37 Robertson gets the puck. Don't know why I said it like that, but here's Robertson up ahead for Sampson. Asher Sampson, the Nova's product, will take it down the left side into the zone. Breaks in the corner, trying to dangle his way through, and he will. As Sampson will play it up top for Sims. Shot from the point. Rebounds there. They score. Anderson gets the rebound to go, and Team White right back into this game. It's 4-3. Point shot from Sim. Hits a body in front. Was right there for the taking. And Spencer Anderson, the Bombers forward, right there in front of the net to collect the loose change and insert it into the vending machine. So 4-3 game, both benches up here, banging their boards, or banging the stick with the boards, I guess you could say. I guess they are banging the boards, I don't know. Sometimes you say something out loud, it doesn't sound right, but regardless, here's Sim out the draw. It's going to be turned over as Lincoln McDonald back out there with Mood. Mood with a little bit of space. Well, fire one on. It's going to be stopped by Grandy. Big save there to keep things within reach. As we're past the 14-minute mark now, 6 minutes to go. Mood, McDonald, and Taylor out there for this offensive zone chance with Greenow and Grace on the blue line. Off the draw, Mood will throw towards the goal. Loose in front, cleared away. That will exit the zone and slowly trickle its way down the ice. There to pick it up is Trip Greenow, number 76. Valley Wildcats product. Throws it through the middle there. It's going to send it right back in deep. That's Connor Grace back to retrieve it. Grace goes up for Taylor. Taylor will escape off the wall. Nice move. Leaves it there for Mood. Always a good idea to pass him the puck. Here comes Jackson Mood. Dangle his way through. Mood still has it. Will circle back out of the corner. Mood over across for McDonald. Here's Lincoln McDonald. He'll play it up top for Greenow. Back to McDonald on the half wall. As that will be turned over. Here comes Tenwold. The Hurricane forward will send it ahead there looking for Calvert. Calvert against Grayson on the forecheck. Calvert able to get underneath and get to the puck first as he creates enough space there for Comlin. Or Felix McDonald, rather. Here's McDonald towards the goal. Tipped in front just off the side of the cage. That one stays out. Here's Calvert looking for McDonald. Those two connected previously in this game. As that's going to be played behind the net. Grace looking for it. Poked free. Calvert has it now. Calvert has whistled down. Hooking is the signal from the referee. Makes the call from the neutral ice. And that alleviates that scoring chance, and that will send the Team White to the box. It looks like Calvert is the guilty party here. Number 43. That's Lokua Calvert from the Gulls. So with 4:50 to go. 2-minute power play here for Red, looking to extend their lead. As here is Graves over cross for McDonald. That's Jackson McDonald up top for Graves again. Graves will walk in and shoot one on. Rebound is cleared away by Wakeham. As Chase Grandy, number 76, makes the save. As out to play to Sean Gillis. Leaves it for Graves. Sam Graves, the John L. Jim Cougar, will play it behind the net. Graves still has it. Will drag it back. Leaves it there. As here comes Miller Cannon, the Gulls product. Will put the brakes on. Plays it up top for Douglas, his teammate. Douglas striking through. A pass in front there. Tip. They score. McDonald pokes it home off the great feed from Douglas. And once again, Team Red up by 2. Power play goal from Jackson McDonald, number 86. The Bombers forward. With 4:10 to go here in the third. 2-goal lead once again for Team Red as they are dripping right now. So I'll say this once again, not an impossible lead to come back from, but once again, White will have to dig themselves out of a hole. Sound like a broken record here. Puck is dropped. The face-off comes free for Jollymore. He'll poke it ahead. Chance here at the turnover is Little. Went blocker, but Gillis made the save with the cheese grater. Here comes Red the other way. Here's Wilmot. Jake Wilmot on the right side will backhand one towards the middle, but hits the body of his teammate West. As White has possession, here's Cohen Little. Having himself a great game, in my opinion. As this can be played up the wall, picked off by Carroll. Carroll will chip it ahead as Wilmot will fire it back into the zone. Out to play it is Grandy. The Truro Bearcat goaltender will leave it there for his defense. It's going to be turned over. Here's Wilmot, but poked free by Little. Here comes Cohen Little, the bomber forward there as he gets forced back to the blue line. It's going to be offside. With 3:22 to go here in the third. Big draw coming up here. Mood against Burke. Two Bandits going at it at the draw. One back by Burke, or Mood rather, for Red. As chipped up ahead by Braun. As here's Cormier back to retrieve the puck. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Here's Shear. Shear finds Cormier. Cormier will go backhand pass looking for Robertson. Back to Cormier. Up top for Shear on the wing. Shear will flick it through the neutral zone. That's going to be a bouncing puck sent down by Braun. Braun finds Robertson. Unintentionally, of course, because that was to be turned over. As Robertson will send it in deep. Gillis have to play it. It's going to be turned over behind the cage, but Grace able to recover for Team Red. It's will find Taylor, but picked off by Cormier. Here is Brett Cormier holding on to the puck there. Ends up on the stick of Grace and a hit from Shear. As here comes a chance for White. As Shear gets to the puck, plays it across there, looking for the tip. It was Maddox Burke as he couldn't get a handle on that one. As puck comes up to the blue line, it's going to be turned over. Here comes Lincoln McDonald. Saucer through the middle is going to be picked off easily and sent back in deep. White will make some changes here. So here goes Lincoln McDonald again. Skating the puck up the ice, number 87 in red. It's a hit there! And that's going to be a reverse hit as Hannay got the worst of that one. Big collision right in front of the bench as puck comes free. Pass in front, looking for Mood is out of his reach. Up top, Williams will fire towards the goal. It just goes wide as there's a lot of traffic in front there. Bodies flying everywhere. There's a minute and 40 to go now, so 100 seconds left in this final period. That's going to be sent towards the goal and left there for Braxton Robertson as he'll lead the rush. 85 seconds to go in the game. Here's Robertson looking to sauce it in deep. Van Don. Robertson towards the goal, tipped just wide as they're looking to pull the goalie here. Goalie looking at the bench, but they're waiting for the right time, I guess. As puck is going to be dumped in deep. Goalie looking for the bench. Let's see if they do it here. As here's Greenow leading the rush, so the goalie will stay on the ice for now as Greenow sends it in deep. 50 seconds to go here in the third. Here's McDonald. Jackson McDonald looking to get out of the corner there. That's going to be poked up ahead. Nice move there out of the corner from Tenwold. Poked free. Just looking forward is McDonald. Last chance here, 30 seconds to go, and that is empty. 6-on-5 as shot is on off the side of the cage by Tenwold. Calvert looking for it. 22 seconds to go. Calvert into the corner. Behind the net for Tenwold. Pass in front there. It's loose, looking for a chance. There, they score! 14 seconds on the clock. Looks like number 48, Felix McDonald, gets another one here. And a little bit of time left on the clock for a game-tying goal, but they'll have to hurry. Looks like the coach wants to call a timeout, but they won't let him. This puck is dropped. Here comes White now. Inside the zone. It's going to be called offside of the line with 8 seconds to go. Let's see if they keep the goalie at the bench. And they will. So they'll go 6-on-5 here. Desperation mode is a face-off in the neutral zone. Face-off win for red here. Could be curtains, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure everyone is on the edge of their seat at home, anxiously awaiting the results of this exhibition game. Puck is dropped towards the goal into the corner. 5 seconds now. Graves will eat along the wall, and that's going to do it here. So 5-4 is your final score. Team Red holds on, and they get the win. That's 3 for them, 0 for White. A great effort from both sides here. A lot of impressive play from the best players in Nova Scotia at this age group. It's a treat to call this one here tonight. And that will do it for our coverage today. 2 more games tomorrow as U14 and U15 will wrap up their camps in the morning. But for now, we'll say thank you for watching this one. My name is Mason Denike. And for all of us at High Button Sports, once again, thanks for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.